Welcome to the vlog for July 15th, 2018. This weekend was more of a fun, relaxing, non-backbreaking labor weekend. Didn't move a lot of rocks, didn't chop a lot of stuff. My chainsaw broke, so that was one reason. But one of the things we did was take a bunch of these tiny seedling golden cane palms and put them along the front fence. So those palms, these small little guys, are the same species and variety as these bigger guys. So we're hoping that over a couple years, those in front get nice and big. And if they don't, then we can work with it. But it's more of an experiment, like almost everything. Also wanted to show the strawberry guava I've been talking about a lot. They're all flowering like crazy. I've been eating a ton of these because I think they're delicious. They're kind of sweet, kind of sour, but there's just tons of these. Actually, so like the neighbor's yard, I don't know how well that's coming through, but there are just tons of these everywhere. So the other than those plantings, so those areca palms, they actually came from a pot just like this. So this pot was $7. I went in there and I unpotted it and divided it into 20 individual plants. Had them sitting in pots for maybe about 10 days to make sure they were okay. They did pretty nicely. Here's another one that I broke up into 4 pots. They're looking okay. I think these are kind of sunburnt because those are probably the ones that were a little bit inside and kind of shaded. But pretty excited about that. So as we make our way into the backyard, there was quite a bit of orchid related stuff this weekend because there was an orchid show. I also posted about 6 orchid videos. Maybe that's an exaggeration, maybe 4 or 5. Although I have more ready to rock and roll, but I got some new orchids. Been working on them. Pretty exciting, pretty fun experience. Also did a little experiment with, this is a fig that I took a cutting of, used a little bit of rooting hormone. So we're going to see how that goes. But the plants in here in general are looking really nice, really happy, seeing lots of things like that, little spikes, little flowers. That's flowering. Bretonia, dendrobium is spiking out. This dendrobium is about to flower. Really excited about that. So enough about orchids, I guess, for today. I don't think there's a whole bunch of other major news. I will show one more thing in a second here, but we have tomatoes that are about to be ripe and hopefully delicious. One thing that we learned, and maybe the rest of the world this is super obvious, but it's not to us, but we got a lot of rain over the last, maybe yesterday we had torrential rain here, just probably 3 inches of rain. And we actually had some radishes that just exploded. They didn't explode, they split and they burst. And so people were telling us that the same thing happens with tomatoes. So we'll keep an eye on that. A couple of fun experiments. One is, this was a papaya that we had eaten. Swan saved me the seeds, and I just threw the seeds in one pile, and that's, I don't know, 100 papaya, something crazy. And so we did this in 2 places. So this was another place where we did the papaya, just threw them in there, and all of those sprouted. So we took one small section of that guy and put them into their own individual pots. So we got 33 little seedlings, papaya seedlings from that one, and we got 33 from this guy, and there's still that many left, so I'm guessing well over 100, so for each one of the papayas. So that's a cool experiment. Another experiment is right here. Trying a lot of stuff with sweet potatoes. So this was a sweet potato that I threw in the ground a couple of maybe about a month and a half ago, and these are all starts. So I took a pretty deep layer of mulch here. This is probably maybe 6 or 7 inches. Pulled the starts and dropped them in there. So we're going to see how that's going to go. we have shown some other stuff, but we've done a handful of other experimenting with that. And this bed up here so this is actually the same sweet potato that just produced the ones we looked at. These have been in here for about a month. Some look okay. Like this guy clearly is pretty green, but we have a lot of this reddening. We suspect that this may be caused by the sulfur dioxide or the acid rain that's happening. Not really sure about that, but